Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I haven't really completely explained why I was like sick for the last 3, maybe 4 months. I think it was just the whole GERD and gastritis that I was having, and I think I don't know whether if it was just me with my diet or whether it was just something psychological or emotional that I was like going through that was causing all of this sort of stuff. The only thing I could pretty much think of like emotional or psychological there was just like my mom moving back in from living in San Diego for her job, even though that she just comes by on the weekends, but now she's like here full time. And I think it was just the stress of like moving someone back in the house and the stress of having to change every little thing there. After that was just putting like a number on me there, I think. Just as much as how it was like the stress of like when my mom was like going to Dallas for her job there, and that was probably about like 10 years ago, and then I was kind of followed her along there, uh, and that's basically how I had like that whole adventures in Dallas, and I kind of mentioned from time to time, even though I've been back here for like 7 years, but anyways, it was kind of like her last day at work there, and then we were gonna go drive up on the weekend there, and we were kind of celebrating her moving back in as far as during that whole April, I think maybe it was during the whole month of April there, and then for some reason I was starting to get a little bit sick here and there, where it was just the stomach aches and all this sort of stuff, and all this sort of stuff, and then it was like that last, I think it was like the last night that we were there at the apartment. I mean, at least just like the second or the third to last one time. I can't even remember exactly. But I know it was like maybe like May 6th or 7th. I can't even remember, but I think it was like May 6th or 7th. So, anyways, I couldn't really sleep, and I kept waking up every half an hour or hour with chest pains and having to go to the bathroom and all that stuff, And then in a way, it was just really bad diarrhea and all that sort of stuff there, and it was like I think it was like the Monday, yeah, the Monday night after that. Then I had like a really bad attack there, where Dad and my brother drove me to the emergency room just for that night, and then they had to treat me with the whole heart palpitations and dehydration and all that, and the diarrhea and all that. And I think I was like fine as far as the morning, but ever since that, it was like I couldn't really sleep in my room because I kept waking up like way too early at some point. I can't really go around and do my usual things like that, But I mean, I probably can't really do that sort of thing now because like the door to my room is broken, and so there's no doorknob there, and so when my mom like leaves for work, she would have to turn on the hallway lights and stuff, and then some of the lights will just go into my room and wake me up. So, anyways, I think as far as with the whole month of May this year, that for the most part, I was still relatively like fine as far as taking the whole Prilosec and all this stuff for like at least 2 weeks, and then I kind of switched off to like the Prevacid, because I still had the same symptoms of the GERD, and it led to the gastritis there. So, anyways, I still would have like those nauseous spells and headaches that I was having like the entire month of May. And a couple of times I kind of felt like maybe that guy probably had to go to the whole hospital again, whether it was the local hospital or that one hospital nearby the apartment there in San Diego. And in a way, it's not just, I think everything was kind of fine for just that month. I mean, with just those occasional stuff there, but it wasn't until like June 7th was when I had like a really severe case of diarrhea there, and I had like another severe case of diarrhea like the weekend or the 2 weekends before that, and then I had like a real severe spell again where it was all dizzy and I was completely like being all dizzy and losing consciousness, or I felt like I was losing it a little bit, And then we went to the whole the UC that was nearby the hospital, and then they gave me like the whole Zofran, and for that whole weekend after that, before my birthday, that was like the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th, and the 10th of June, and I was like taking the whole Zofran, switching back to the Prilosec, taking the leave, as well as this motion sickness drug. I don't really know what the name of it, that tends to treat all the symptoms at once, the headaches, the dizziness, and the nausea there. And it wasn't until like, I think it was till like my birthday where I was kind of fine, but it was like the weekend prior, the weekend over that was when I was starting to have like having like the whole, like I was having like these fever chill spells that were going back and forth, and then it was basically like the night, it was like June 12th, and the night of June 12th was where I had to go to the hospital again, and that's where I was like diagnosed with the whole gallstones. And I was just a little bit skeptical about the whole gallstones there, because the whole symptoms, the whole symptoms just didn't seem to match up with the gallstones. I mean, all the stool is supposed to be like clay colored and all that. You know, if I truly had gallstones, but they were kind of yellow, you know. And then I was supposed to have like pain, like just solely here, and then it's supposed to radiate all the way up to the back of the shoulder blade and all that, and it shouldn't necessarily be going over here to my left side and all this, you know, but it wasn't until I think it was like last month was when I started taking like the omega red capsules, and then that the whatever it is that was causing all the problems there was starting to come out, you know, into my stool there. And it's not just like the stool, there was also like the urine that was also there. And the urine was always like white, but there was no acidity, or sometimes it could be sweet, or sometimes it could be salty, but it's never like the normal thing, you know. When, you know, I mean, I had to kind of tested it like that, you know. There was like the whole thing with like my stool there, you know, as I kind of said like 2 weeks ago, with like the stuff had come out, and then but now it's like it's all like granulated now, and for some reason it just felt like I still have like pain right over here, you know, if you can see it, you know, right over here. And then it kind of starts to move down to the lower part of the abdomen, and it goes down in like to my pelvic region. And then a couple of times I would have like pain where it's on this side and this side, and then lately I was having like pain on the bottom part of I mean, in the pelvic region there. I mean, I was having it there where it kind of seems to feel like there's like a bulge there, you know? But I don't know whether if it's at one of the arteries or veins over there, or maybe it wasn't one of the veins, or maybe it's just the I forgot what it's called. It's not the urethra, but it's the uterus or whatever it is, the tubes that link to the bladder, you know. Because I don't know why I would have pain over here, and then as I kind of said so many times, that I would have this burning sensation, you know. And then regardless of what I ate, you know, what if it was just fattening or not, that it would go down like on my back, but sometimes it would just be on more my legs, on my right hip and more my leg, and sometimes it would go all the way down my right leg. It would make my right leg feel kind of numb in a way. And so I don't really think it was really gallstones there, you know, and I think that one surgeon was kind of convinced that it wasn't gallstones, because every time this sort of thing happens, the stools always seem to come out normal or close to normal, or they would just have like these little stuff in it, whether it's just solid or whether it's granulated or whatever it is, you know. And now it seems like lately now, today that I'm noticing like what I was noticing before when I took like Prevacid for a while, like a couple of years ago for like the heartburn, and when it causes like diarrhea, and then right when I stop, it starts to do all this weird stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it starts to go back to normal. So, anyways, I hadn't really seen the gastrologist yet, but I'm supposed to see him like on the 8th. I mean, see him or her, you know, because there's also a female gastrologist, you know. So, in a way, if all else fails, then I probably had to else to see like somebody like who's like an MRI doctor, you know, if they probably recommend that I have to take an MRI, you know, just simply because of like all the weird symptoms that I'm describing so far, you know, that it might have been likely like a Prilosec overdose or overdose in all of not just Prilosec, Prevacid, Zofran, and Aleve, and then whatever that motion sickness drug that they have over the counter, you know, causes that. All of like these 7 or 8 drugs I was like taking maybe about 2 months ago, I probably just built up in my system, and it might have caused it and it appeared like it was gallstones or fatty liver and all of that sort of stuff. But in a way, I guess that's part of it. So see you guys next time.